level.
Now, as a first step, officials just in the last 24 or 48 hours have opened up a temporary channel just north of the disaster site itself. That's good news, of course, but the depth of the channel is limited to just 11 feet, as opposed to the 50-foot draft that these big container ships need. So this is a partial step. Help us understand what can get through there. I assume we're talking about barging in some cargo. What would you anticipate would be worth the effort to bring in that way? And I assume that's just going to be a tiny percentage of what the port normally does on a given workday.
That's right, David. Well, first and foremost, the temporary channel allows the workboats, the cranes, the different maritime vessels that are engaged in the recovery effort to move around more easily. It will also hopefully allow for some limited barge movement, where, for example, containers that aren't moving by truck or train right now from the land side of the Port of Baltimore will be able to be barged. But it's important to point out that this is at best, a limited restoration of some of the maritime commerce part. It's primarily going to have an immediate benefit for the first responders actually doing the recovery work on the site. The if you look at the stages of recovery after that, restoring the shipping channel itself at a 50-foot depth for the passage of at least one vessel. You don't have to have two vessels passing each other initially. Will be ultimately what's needed to recover the port portion of it. It's worth pointing out that getting the original 50-foot depth of the channel and the berths at the container terminal was a decade-long effort by a number of people at the federal and state level. This is obviously an emergency. It'll be handled and is operating under an emergency basis. But this is a massive undertaking that is going to take a while. And while people are throwing around timeframes for the removal of the debris, for example, I think it's important to state that the unknowns are going to drive that timing at this point, and we'll know more